A very, very good morning and a very warm welcome to everybody. Yes, it's morning. Why? Because maybe you are hearing is in the evening or night, but I always say good morning because that's the way it says that as if you're, charged up and ready for whatever life has to show you. So, welcome, viewers. A warm welcome and thank you so much for lovely response on our series of. It's okay not to be okay. I'm getting a lot of messages saying that it did inspire some of you and you did think about it that all right, can I is it okay not to be okay kinds, right? So here I have a very, very lovely person, a person I admire a lot and learn a lot from him. And frankly, I think I am not even reached the 50% of where he is. So I thought, why don't I bring him on the show and share from his own directly, I mean, his experience. What does he think about this, which is it's okay not to be okay? So Cherian CK, he's lovingly known as CK in the industry. So a warm welcome on Powerful Me on this inspiring show, and really, really thankful for your time today.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Farul. I think it's a pleasure to be on the show with you. Right? I think we've had so much of interaction along the way, and I think so. Being at the receiving end from you is a different experience altogether.
Yeah, see, he says it so sweetly because I receive a lot and I'm happy. I'm really happy because he's my mirror. And so many times I call him Alexa also, to be honest. I can, kind of admit it because he's always there to help me out. All right, Erin. So today, why, as you know, the intent of my starting these series was that, how can we inspire? How can we reach out to more and more people and make them aware that sometimes it's okay not to be okay, because the way we are brought up, we are not so much allowed to kind of show or express our emotions. If I'm sad, I'm angry, it's not okay to show that, right? That's what at least I
Correct.
know my childhood also had been like that only. And that, as you and me being coaches and counselors, when we are meeting adults, even if you're meeting the CEOs of the company or I'm meeting so many women entrepreneurs or youngsters, somewhere or the other this challenge of suppression of emotions becomes a bigger challenge little later as a personality. So before we start this, of course, talking about our topic, my viewers will love to know about you. Who are you and what do you do and why you do what you do, CK?
Who am I? Well, if I look back at my journey, it's been a long journey. I think I started my career about 40 years ago, right? And it was a very interesting start to my career because in my engineering college days, I was always like an introvert. I was the quietest guy in my batch, quietest guy in my class. And even today, 40 years later, when we guys catch up as classmates, I'm still the quietest. Right.
Okay.
So, and I typically felt that after engineering, one would go into a technical line, but I decided, no, I'm going to do something different. And I said, I'm going to join sales. Right.
Mhm,
And a
mhm.
lot of my classmates were quite stunned. Cherry, just call me Cherry there.
Okay.
Cherry, how can you get into sales? No, you're so quiet. You don't
Mhm,
talk. How can you get into
mhm.
sales? Sales needs somebody to be, full of life and active and confident. I had confidence, quiet confidence, but I was not very vocal, right?
Mhm.
But I said, okay, no, I'll take the plunge, and I took the plunge, and I started my career in sales, right?
Wow.
I think that was a turning point because
Mhm.
within a month or 2 or 3 months, I sort of figured out that it's okay not to be okay, right? Okay, so what if I'm not talkative? So what, I'm not a typical sales guy? At least I was able to communicate with the people I was selling to, my
Right.
dealers or distributors and stuff like that.
Very
It
true.
gave me a lot of confidence. Gave me a lot of confidence that sometimes you yourself hold yourself back,
Right.
right?
True.
And there was another instance when I changed my first job to the second job. There was a role for an area sales manager asking for about 5 to 7 years of experience, and I had 2.5 years of experience. And I said, I'll apply for it. Yeah.
Wow.
What happens? Worst case, I won't get it, right? And I
Superb.
actually got it. And I actually got
Wow.
it. Right?
So
Yeah.
nice.
So
Okay.
with half the experience with the job required, I actually got that role.
Mm,
And then I went on to spend 16 years in that organization, and
mm,
grew up
mm,
from an area sales manager to an executive director. So I
mm,
realized at every stage,
mm.
we are the ones who limit ourselves.
Right.
We are the ones who limit ourselves. We think, okay, we are not outgoing. We think that we have this issue. We think that we have this problem. We sort of limit ourselves,
Mm,
right? And so I went through this long corporate career. I worked around in 4, 5 different companies, and each one was a different experience. I had 22 bosses in my journey,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, 22 bosses. So I learned a lot about how to manage bosses, right?
Right.
I
Very
was
nice. You
at,
can write a
at
book on
times I
that
was,
for sure.
I can definitely write a book on
Yes.
boss management, right?
Boss management.
Because, yeah, because I realized that different bosses judge you differently.
True.
Some of them think you're very good. Some of them think you're okay. Some of them think
Mm.
you're not okay,
Right.
right?
Right.
And in fact, out of those 22 bosses, I had 2 bosses who felt I was not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was perfectly fine with that. I said, if
Mm.
they're not okay with me, I'm fine with that. I'll find some other boss. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very
I
nice.
did not let those somebody else influence my thought about myself.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very
Right? If
nice.
somebody felt I was not okay, I still felt I was okay. Right? So,
Mm-hmm.
being a meditator for the last 40 years, right from college days, I think it's given me a lot of inner confidence, a lot of inner calm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get I don't get carried away by somebody else's opinion about me. If they
Very
like me,
nice.
great. If they don't like me, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Very
So I
nice.
think, talking about this, I think a lot of people give a lot of weightage to what others think about them.
Right. True.
If somebody says you're not good enough, or somebody says you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that,
Mm-hmm.
that starts weighing people down.
Mm-hmm. True.
I always say that, look, if somebody is giving you negative feedback based on their perception about you,
Right.
it is their perception about you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That doesn't mean it's correct. That doesn't mean it's correct. Right?
Right.
Either you take it seriously, you take it personally, and then get withdrawn and get depressed about it,
Mm-hmm.
or you say forget it. Yeah, that's what they think about me. I know what I think about myself. I have confidence
Beautiful.
in myself. I know
Right.
how to navigate the world. Right. So I think a lot of it, I think, is a mindset issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I left my corporate career, at the peak of my corporate career, very
Mm-hmm.
difficult decision. Very
Mm-hmm.
difficult decisions to become an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Give up
True.
your give up your corner office, give up your fancy salary, give up all the
Right.
perks,
True.
and then
True.
start from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, when I was chatting with my business partner 10, 11 years ago, we said it's okay not to be okay. I mean, we
Mm.
don't now we have to restart again. We have to reinvent
Right.
ourselves all over again, right?
Right. Right.
So we cannot live on past glory.
Right.
Every day, every week, every month,
Mm-hmm.
we are reinventing ourselves. And I
Right.
think to a large extent, to build on your theme of it's okay not to be okay, you keep on coming across hurdles at different points of your life, different points of your career, different points of your relationships,
Right.
right? None of it is a smooth ride. None of it is
Mm.
a smooth ride. Each one
Mm.
of them goes through their ups and downs and challenges and topsy turvy stuff. Typically, we
Mm.
talk about VUCA at this point of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's perfectly fine if you're not okay in a particular point of time. You're going
Mm-hmm.
through a tough phase. You're going through a challenging time, right?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, how do you sort of gain inner strength
Mm-hmm.
to be able to handle that? To be able to handle that.
Right. Beautifully said. I think very nice, EK. And I loved what you've already covered so many things. I think 4 to 5 things. What I immediately take is one is the mindset, very, very important.
Yeah.
Number second, I think this myth about if somebody is not speaking means that person is not confident. I thank you for bringing that up because that's also very, very important. So many times, this introvert and extrovert is completely
Yeah.
misunderstood, right? Kind of a concept. Thirdly, you said that not to decide about who you are according to other people's comments or their thought process about you. And loved
Absolutely.
it when you said, I think this is a good message even for the people who are listening from and are from corporate world, that you had 22 bosses. Obviously, we can, I mean, amazing. That shows the kind of experience you had. But what I take away, that 22 bosses means how to manage different kind of peoples at different times. And I'm sure that is, I mean, jokingly we were saying, but that's a fact. You must keep it in mind about writing a book about managing bosses. But having said that, a beautiful thing what he just now said, I think that when you stop seeing yourself from other people's eyes, automatically your self-confidence and your self-worth is according to what you think, right?
Correct.
And in that capacity, if you want to improve, jolly well you should do that. That's a separate thing. But then you're not doing it for somebody. So very nice, very nice. And that is where it'll happen, that if sometimes you are sad, sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're feeling frustrated, it's okay not to be okay. And you can figure out, like I heard what you said, that you do meditation for a long time, right? So that has helped you. So that has been your hook. Will you like to just share something and tell our viewers also that what is this? I have heard this word a lot from you, energizer or your hook or me time. How does all this help one to be grounded so that even if they are not okay, they can figure out, answers? I'd love to listen from you about it. Yeah.
Sure. See, I think we all are living in a very stressful world right now, right? Whether it's guys in my age group or guys in their 50s or 40s or 30s or 20s or even school, preschool, right?
Right.
There's so much of stress for, performance. There's so much of stress for being at the top.
Right.
There's so much of stress for admissions, for getting jobs or retaining jobs that, a lot of people struggle to handle stress.
Right. True.
And in the process of trying to prove themselves to their bosses or prove themselves to their colleagues or stand out from the crowd, right?
Mm.
They take on a lot more pressure. They end up working 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours. We're seeing that now in the virtual world. People are
Mhm.
actually working 12 to 13 hours.
Right. Right.
That is bound to take its toll. It will take
Right.
a mental toll on people, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I've always, as a meditator, since I started off right from my engineering college days, right?
Hmm.
First thing in the morning, I spend 30 to 40 minutes meditating, right?
Wow.
I think it starts the day on a beautiful note,
Right.
right? You're
True.
calm, you're collected, you are
Hmm.
focused on what you need to do for the day,
Hmm.
and what happens then is that is what I call me time. That 40 minutes of
Hmm.
meditation is me time. I
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
make time for my walking because I like walking. I make
Hmm.
time to listen to music because I like music.
Hmm.
Either I
Hmm.
listen to music or now I've started playing some music.
Yes.
I
Yes.
find that I find that each of these are energizers, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
taking my mind away from my work,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's making me do something which gives me a lot of energy,
True.
right? Gives me a
True.
lot of right. I remember our discussion as well. I remember when we were
Yeah.
speaking a couple of
Yes.
months back, and I
Hmm.
asked you, "What's your energizer?" And you
True.
said, "My energizer is work." Right?
Right. Right.
And my first reaction with you was, "Work is fine, but besides work, what's your energizer?"
Right. True.
Did that change your outlook to the way you look at me time?
Completely. I find, was it me who said that work was, completely, and it has really given me so much of energy, frankly. I mean, it just took away one complete myth by which I was living it actually for almost 10 years for that matter. So
Absolutely.
agree.
So when I look at my typical day, I start at 6 in the morning. I go on till about 12 at night, maybe even beyond 12 at night, right? So 5.5 hours of sleep for the last, I don't know how many years,
Hmm.
because the time which I have, I use productively, right?
Right.
Either I'm mentoring somebody or I'm coaching somebody.
Hmm.
I'm making a difference to an individual. I'm making a
Hmm.
difference to an organization. So that also is very energizing for me, right? So my work is also energizing me. But besides that, I make sure that all the things which are important for me, I also do, right? So I think the important thing is find what works for you, right? Meditation may work for a lot of people. It may not work for some people, right? Some may like sports, some may like music, some may like arts, some may like something else. But make it a point to realize that there is something beyond just work.
Hmm.
There is work and there is life, and I think both are important. You need to balance out work and life, right? Whether you call it work life balance, work life integration, whatever you call it. End of the day, you must feel happy that today was a day well spent.
Beautiful.
And I think then you start feeling okay, right? Because then you are in control of your state of mind,
True.
right?
Yes.
So just one last thing I'll add is, if you look at my WhatsApp status, I've always said my mind is my best friend,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? When I say my mind is my best friend, which means I am in control of my mind does not control me, right?
Beautiful.
A lot of people give the power to the mind to control them,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think that is when you lose control. That is when you are depending on somebody else for appreciation. You're depending on somebody else for endorsement that you are doing a good job.
Hmm.
Once you know that you're good and your mind is in control, is your friend, I think a lot of things work out fine.
Wow. 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 So amazing. I think you said it beautifully, the way you have spoken about your status. One line about it, that don't allow your mind to control. You can, I mean, I remember that we have heard about it, that mind is a great slave, but a very bad
Yeah,
master. So do
master.
not allow your mind to be your master. Use it in a right manner. And as I always like to end by saying my mantra, that be alive and do not just survive. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes feeling sad, feeling angry, feeling anxious, having anxiety is a normal emotion. Don't
Perfectly
try and
fine. Yeah.
suppress them, right? Don't try and suppress them. Rather, figure out ways, channelize them. As CK also said, figure out your energizers. Can be friends, can be anywhere whom you can talk to, can be a professional, where like CK is a coach. He is helping so many business owners to, figure out in their businesses. He's helping people in their life. So things like that. But, don't just sit in a shell saying, or have a victim mentality that, this is how it is. It's okay to even have a victim mentality for some time. That's all right. Doesn't matter. I think we should give time sometimes to sob it out.
Yeah.
Like, frankly, I also do sometimes when I'm very upset. I'll talk it out. Like, I'll give 10 minutes. Okay, now 10 minutes, I'm just cribbing. I'll crib as much as I want to. And I'll tell, my daughter is my best friend. So I keep telling her, see, 10 minutes, just listen to me, right? And I'll crib a lot about it. And then she'll keep smiling. And trust me, it does magic sometimes that after that, when you come out, you're like, done with kind.
That's a good point you mentioned, Parul. Sometimes when you're not feeling okay, I think you need to have somebody you can share that with.
Right.
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 It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a mentor, it could be a coach, it could be
Yes.
anybody that you trust, that
Right.
you are able to share anything,
Right. Right.
without fear of judgment. And I
Right.
think a lot of people who have got that one or two people to fall back on, I think are able to handle their not okay faces much better.
Yes, very true. Very true.
When you try to fight your battle yourself, it becomes difficult.
It becomes tough. Yeah. And why too? Why too? We are in a society,
You
just
choose.
I mean, you choose, and you can choose to be, figuring out that if I can't handle it, it's all right. It's okay not to be okay. And can I just take help of somebody? Can be, as you
Being
rightly said.
vulnerable. In fact, I say being vulnerable and asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
Very true. Very true.
That, I am not okay, and I'm okay reaching out to somebody and telling them that I'm not okay.
Right.
It's not a sign of weakness at all.
Yes,
A lot
completely.
of people hesitate to ask for help, and I think
Right.
that's again not helping their cause.
Right. So
And
the
one last thing,
message, yeah,
one
please,
favorite quote I have,
please, please.
I keep using this, that, in work and in life and everywhere, right? Along the way, you keep stumbling.
Right.
So
Right.
I look at I said life is a dance, right? And when you stumble, you just make it part of the dance. You
Very
fall
true.
down, you misstep, you again get up and carry on. So you take the missteps in your
Right.
stride.
Right.
You don't worry about it. Just the fact that you will keep tripping once in a while,
Right.
and when you trip, you just lift yourself back and get back on track. Right?
True.
So I think it's all about mindset again. If you have a positive mindset, you believe in yourself, everything else just falls into place. Right? You
So
handle the
nice.
not okay faces beautifully.
Right. So nice. So nice, CK. And on that note, I mean, as I said to my viewers, I mean, I love to feature you in this. We are doing another series celebrating womanhood. It's okay not to be okay is the second series. And the whole idea of this is to reach out to more and more and make people aware that if we can, I can, CK can, and so many of his coaches can, so can you. Nothing is impossible if you decide that you will take charge of your life. As he said, that don't allow your mind to overtake you. And if you allow that you are the one who's the master of your own life, things can be better. Yes, it can be tough. Yes, it can be very lonely some days. Yes, it can be really very, you can be very anxious and you are not able to handle. But understand, every day ends and a new beginning happens when the sun rises. So on that note, thank you so much, CK, for coming on this show. It
Welcome.
really means a lot to me. And I am sure a lot of our viewers have picked up a lot of, I mean, there was a whole khazana of tips you have given right now. And that itself shows that, he's a coach with so much of experience out there. So thanks a lot. And we'll be catching up soon on our panel discussions, and lots is coming up. Stay tuned, subscribe to YouTube channel Parul M, and we'll be there to serve you for more and more knowledge, lovely expertise from lovely people like CK and many more. Thanks, CK. All the best to you too.
Thank you. All the best. Thank you, Parul. I think great work you're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.